recently I've been doing some product testing for recip blades and different things like that, and metal cutting options that are just across the board to see how they work. And today, the three things that we're going to be talking about are the two Diablo multi-material recip blades that are designed for multi-material, of course, including steel. And this one that you see cutting right here is the non-carbide tooth one. This is a 6-inch blade. I want to say it's a 6.9 tooth count blade is the way that they have this one set up, and it's non-carbide, and this is double the speed, by the way, and it took a little bit to get that thing started. This steel here, though, this pipe is like 60 years old, so it's a much higher quality steel, even though it's rusted on the inside and it has some rust on the outside. It's a much more like resilient and tougher steel than what you'd buy from most shops today, unless you get a high quality, like much more expensive steel than just off the shelf. Now, this blade here is the same blade, according to name, it's the multi-material blade. And this one is the carbide tooth. The recip saw ran out of battery there. This is a 15-year-old Makita 18 volt, so it's not nearly as new as something you might have, but the tests are consistent in the fact that that's the only one that I have and that's the only one that I use. And instead of like hanging a weight or whatever, I wanted to see what it was like to use these like just in your hand like you normally would. And I will tell you that the first blade, the non carbide tooth blade, while it did get through it, it was very violent. It took a long time to cut through. And then the carbide one, I've made like 30 or 40 cuts with that blade already through thick steel. And it cut fine. It was much smoother, much better. And now I'm just using a bandsaw, as an example of the difference. And man, what a world of difference. So, while you can use the recip saws to cut steel and things, and I'm not saying you shouldn't, that might not be the best option if you have the ability to use other tools. The bandsaw just cuts through so smoothly. There's almost no vibration whatsoever. The heat is minimized, and starting a kerf and keeping it in that kerf is so much easier. But, once again, those multi-material blades from Diablo, they work, they get through it, but the carbide one lasts a lot longer. I can already tell the non-carbide blade is starting to dull quite a bit, and it's not nearly as sharp as it was after just a few cuts, whereas the other carbide blade is going strong with no problem.